Jackson grabs the ball, tries to set a screen, and suddenly fumbles. He bounces it to Plum, who drops it, scrambles, snatches it, and throws it into chaos. Boston leaps and snatches the ball right out of thin air. Wait, there's a whistle but no foul. It's Indiana's timeout. What a wild sequence. Trust, fueled by confidence. The thing I love most about this Fever squad, just like O said, there's a trust woven into every shot. This coach doesn't just ask for confidence, she builds it. Every single player steps in knowing if you shoot, we believe in you. That trust, powered through the season, has become our fearless backbone. Whoever rotates in, whoever is called to shine, the whole team cheers loudly, no jealousy, just pure joy. Boston's electrifying message. Aaliyah Boston dropped a line after the game that had Fever fans jumping, but she didn't just say it, she meant every word. Indiana was torn apart by injuries all season, and Boston showed her fire. 22 points, 11 boards, a career-high 6 steals, and she locked up the victory with a defensive masterpiece. What was she really saying with that post-game message? It's crucial, because those words cracked the code for how the Fever snatched their most significant win of the year. Even as injuries piled up and momentum looked wobbly, one unlikely hero slammed the door on LA, and this win changed everything for Indiana's season. Fired up, drop big Fever win. Let's go Fever. Short-handed, but unbreakable. How do you win when half your lineup is dressed for streetwear instead of basketball? Indiana marched into LA with Caitlin Clark sidelined, Sophie Cunningham out, Sydney Colson and Arie McDonald unavailable. 4 guards down, 4 sparks missing. For most teams, the playoffs would be slipping away, but not for this squad. They showed up with grit and a burning belief in whoever could play. The toughness of these women blows me away. It's not just about bouncing back. Their character is off the charts. The players who've battled together all season, plus every new face, O, Che, AP, they've all been recruited for one thing, loving the fight for a win. This group sacrifices absolutely everything every single day. High-stakes showdown. This wasn't just any random August game, it was payback night. The Sparks had crushed Indiana 3 times in a row this year, turning each loss more heartbreaking than the last. The Fever were clinging to 6th, with LA creeping up in 9th, only 2 games behind. That sliver of playoff space could vanish instantly. 4 losses in the last 5 games? Doubt was everywhere. Was Indiana collapsing at the worst possible moment? Steph even pointed to your 2 black eyes, saying it shows your toughness. Does it make you feel like a warrior? I mean, that's what everyone keeps telling me. Every time she sees me, she smiles and apologizes. I always say, no need to apologize. This is how it is. When I'm playing, I forget they only come back when I catch myself in the mirror. So no, I don't even feel them most of the time. And the vision? Still crystal clear. Surviving every possession. Picture this challenge, a team that looks barely held together from the outside. Only 5 games left in the regular season, running with patched up lineups and duct-taped rotations. The quest for perfect rhythm was over. It was simply about surviving each second. Every player soaking up minutes had to play above their usual weight class. Every on-court moment meant more than just chasing stats. Originally, I was just scrambling to shrink the lump on my forehead, used a patch, slept with it, and poof, the next morning, the bump shrank, but I woke up with not 1, but 2 dramatic black eyes. Can't hide this anymore. The world sees it just rolling with the punches. Could makeup save the day? The makeup artist worked literal magic. New faces around me couldn't even tell. Great, we'll take it. But hopefully editors and post give me some mercy. Lexi Hull, the grit and the glory. Then Lexi Hull took the court with her battle scars, 2 black eyes after colliding with Gabby Williams last game. Still, she hit every loose ball and barreled through screens like she was made of steel. Hull was the feeling if she could fight through pain, everyone in Indiana Red could too. On Tuesday, did you get checked for concussions or fractures? Yeah, honestly, the moment it happened, I felt relieved. I was totally conscious and present. They ran every necessary test, iced me up immediately, so thankful, because it could have been much worse. The support from both the team and fans online means a lot. I haven't been fully checked out though, but I feel good. Urgency over style. This game wasn't about highlight reels. Every defensive stand, rebound, and score was bursting with urgency. One wrong move could end the game, but Indiana never flinched. They matched LA's intensity at every turn. I loved how our team refused to let go, even when the game looked ugly. It wasn't always pretty, but we handled key stops, clutch rebounds, AB's huge offensive board late, and deflections that turned chances into steals. Everyone fought for every inch. Sims, the unlikely hero. Indiana's refusal to crumble left the spotlight wide open for an unexpected closer. Odyssey Sims, 31 years old, not even in the starting lineup, stepped up in LA and instantly became the beating heart. This night was survival mode, but Sims made it personal. She was facing her old team, the Sparks. You could feel her history in every single possession. Sims was left wide open for three, drained it. Grabbed the offensive rebound, drove, sprinted, and scored at the rim. Transition? Sims was unstoppable, finishing with a lefty layup, defying expectations. Nobody predicted a backup guard would save the offense. Scouting reports focused on Boston or Clark, not Sims. Indiana's leading scorer, Kelsey Mitchell, stumbled with just 5 makes on 14 attempts, but Sims picked up the slack without a second thought. She attacked each play as if it were her last, calm under pressure, adjusting tempo, and taking over in crunch time. Down goes, Plum Sims rips the ball loose, sparks a fast break, and finishes another layup. Incredible play after incredible play. Her stats tell only half the story, 21 points overall, but every clutch basket was perfectly timed. She danced through traffic during the closing stretch, pulled up mid-range, scored on the move. Suddenly, she was the team's go-to solution. Back to a 3-point lead. Sims is left open again. She nails another triple to tie it up at 74. An offensive rebound. Kick out hole dashes, kicks. Sims attacks the paint and drops the runner. Indiana's closing run was unforgettable. The game winner and hero's calm. The game turned on one magical moment, 13.6 seconds left, Fever clinging to hope, ball in Sims's hands, and she pulled up for a sharp floater. Nothing but net. That was the dagger, the shot that tipped the battle in Indiana's favor and silenced the Staples Center. You could feel every ounce of emotion vanishing. Sims glided back, cool and collected, like she knew her fate all along. 5 straight points, lead snatched, victory sealed. What was going through her head? I wasn't hitting threes all night, but I never lost confidence. My teammates and coaches kept pushing me, focused on the next play, and believing I'd get it done. When that shot came, I was open, it was do or die. The ball dropped, and we walked away with a win. That's excitement. We got the W, and it feels absolutely amazing. Stay ready, the Fever philosophy. After Sims dropped her personal mantra, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's the backbone of this squad. No panic, no excuses, just relentless readiness. Her story isn't just about one game, it's living proof of the Fever's resilience. She's battled for years, up, down, signed, cut, fighting for every chance. Every opportunity, I grab it. You never know what tomorrow brings, so I bring my energy, stay positive, and lift my teammates. Pure inspiration. Boston, the engine and the message. Sims wasn't fighting alone. She had Aaliyah Boston anchoring the team's identity. Boston dominated, dropped her instant message, and made every fan buzz with hope. The Spark Star. Ted with a wild, aggressive run. Mitchell fired back to Boston, who missed but then powered through for the follow-up. The defensive hustle was on Turner drove, Boston watched for the window, grabbed the pass, and finished with force. 7 seconds on the shot clock, Mitchell made a daring turn, lost control, but Brink tossed it right to Boston, easy points. All game, Boston's every move whispered that burning question, what did her post-game tease mean? If you watched closely, her play was the answer. She packed the stat sheet, owned the floor, and finished with game-shifting defense. 22 points fueled the attack, 11 rebounds ripped the ball away, 4 assists kept the team moving, and 6 steals shattered her personal best. Boston was everywhere, on offense and defense, and she never hesitated. Julia Lam chipped in with 5. High-low pass Boston scored again. Sparks surrendered their 18th turnover. Hamby's tricky move met Boston's block. Mitchell, always crafty, found Boston at the line, who made a soft jumper for more points. Boston's last-second steal. The defining moment flashed by in a blink, just 1.9 seconds left. LA desperate. Boston read the play beautifully, reached in, swiped the ball, and closed the game like a true superstar. No chaos, no fluke, just pure skill. Jackson tried to create a play, lost his grip, tossed it up. Plum scrambled, Boston soared, seized the ball, and instead of a foul, Indiana called time. What a finish. Immediately, the cameras turned to Boston. The media pressed for her quote, everyone desperate to hear her words. Tonight, you all fought a pure comeback, that game-saving floater sparking the win. Fans asked about how the team melded into one, injury after setback. Since the season's start, we knew things wouldn't be perfect. When something happens, it's next woman up. That's our real story this year. Every challenge, every new face brought in, it's always the next woman up. Next woman up. Fever's signature spirit. Boston nailed it. Fever thrives on next woman up. That attitude isn't a soundbite. She proved it herself, embracing the responsibility, but sharing it with her teammates again and again. The night was living proof. This team's culture is more than words. We have a deep bench. So many players deserve minutes they don't get a tribute to our talent, but also our selfless attitude. That's why we compete. Everyone sacrifices for the group. Lexi Hull. Face bruised but determined, charged through every play. Powers electrified the bench, refusing to be slowed. Boston's words turned into real action. Her confidence spread across the roster, saying, next woman up. Overcoming setbacks is this team's mantra. It's about knowing whoever steps up belongs on the floor. Sims kicked it out, and Hull fired in a huge three. That's undeniable grit. Win that changes everything. This identity means everything. With a huge win in LA, Indiana built cushion in the playoff race, securing 6th and shoving the Sparks back. A postseason spot suddenly looks within reach. Not by luck, but by sharing Boston's mindset. Howard making moves, attacking, what a wild spin. Natasha Howard spun through defenses. This was survival, not style. But now, attention turns yet again. Boston's leadership was clear, but what about the one star missing from tonight's lineup? Fans can't stop buzzing. When is Caitlin Clark coming back? Sidelined by a stubborn groin injury for 17 games, Clark has finally resurfaced, appearing in practice gear, shooting, moving, nearly at full speed. It's not full-on game mode yet, but she's the closest she's been all year. Countdown to Clark's return. The timing couldn't be more dramatic. Only 5 games remain, and every second counts for playoff positioning. Indiana's holding 6th, barely ahead of Seattle, and the pressure is insane. One bad night and everything shifts. Yet Clark's possible return could turn the whole race upside down. Imagine Clark back, launching threes, running sets, taking contact in scrimmages, coaches focused, every fan on edge. The mood changes instantly, teammates watch, fans whisper, and the stakes skyrocket. The optimism is cautious because rushing her could end it. They have to balance hope and risk. The game was grim, ugly at times, but Indiana dug deep. Key stops, offensive boards, plays that led to momentum-shifting steals. This team battled through every moment. And just look at what they pulled off, beating the rival Sparks who'd owned them all year. And without their original star, that's massive. Now, imagine Clark back in the mix. Already averaging 19 points and 8 assists pre-injury, she didn't just score, she orchestrated the whole offense, made Boston's life easier, and opened shooting lanes for Mitchell. Those stats aren't just numbers, they change how every opponent preps for Indiana. The Fever proved they can survive without her, but if Clark returns, they could become playoff disruptors overnight. Building toward greatness. Great job, ladies. Ugly, fierce, gritty win. I'm super proud. You found clutch buckets and key stops you can't teach, and you brought all the effort and energy together. This hard-fought win is more than just a victory, it's proof the Fever belong. Tonight's win means more than box scores, it's a sign this team is just getting started. Beating the Sparks was about launching towards something even bigger. Every play, every ounce of effort proved Indiana isn't folding, they're fighting for every second. With Clark close to returning, the Fever looks suddenly fearless, less like survivors, and more like closers learning under pressure. That's the kind of growth you can't buy. Fever fans have every reason to believe this team is only just beginning. If you're pumped, drop big Fever win, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss the next showdown. Let's keep it rolling.